House of the Dragon kicked off the prequel at a very generous spot in the lore. We got a huge info dump in the premiere, from how Viserys became king to how he let his cousin wife die. There's a few things we didn't get to see though. Princess Rhaenyra is already a dragonrider with her bonded beast she named Syrax. The companion books tell us that she's named after a goddess from Valyria. What the Valyrians used to believe in religion-wise is lost after the doom of their homeland. All we know is that a few Targaryens named their dragons after the gods and goddesses they worshipped. Balerion, the dragon that flew over from Valyria during the Targaryens' move to Westeros, is named after a god. Aegon the Conqueror and even King Viserys, that we see in House of the Dragon, rode and bonded with Balerion, but he lived before both of them, so that name was given to him way back on Valyria. Aegon the Conqueror's sister wife, Rhaenys, had a dragon named Meraxes, named after a god or goddess. The dragon was born on Dragonstone after the move. Aegon's other sister wife, Visenya, he married both of his sisters, had a dragon named Vhagar. By the time of House of the Dragon in this fake world's history, Vhagar is the oldest, largest, and most battle-experienced dragon, since Balerion died a few years back. King Viserys was his last rider and didn't get the chance to spend much time with him. So Syrax is in good company. The other three dragons are the reason the Targaryens are in power. They united the Seven Kingdoms with Dragonfire. If you want to know what the other three dragons named after Valyrian gods are doing in House of the Dragon, like I just said, Balerion is gone. But so is the younger Meraxes. She died along with her rider trying to conquer Dorne. A scorpion bolt got her right in the eye by a good sniper. Vhagar, who we'll see a lot of, is bonded with this little Valerion. Laena Velaryon, the daughter of Corlys and Rhaenys Targaryen, tamed the massive Vhagar, likely even before Rhaenyra, because Laena is 5 years older. Don't worry, I'm confused too about how young she looks in the show. But anyways, during the generation of the Old King, the Targaryens started this tradition of placing dragon eggs in the cradle of newborn Targaryen babies to accelerate the bonding experience. I'm sure the Old King or his sister wife did the same for Rhaenyra, because Syrax is still considered a young dragon at the start of the prequel, so almost certainly Rhaenyra is his first master. With all dragons having their own unique coloring and patterns to set them apart, Syrax is a fairly basic neutral yellow, scales, underbelly, wings and all. The Old King was still running things by the time Rhaenyra was born. Viserys only became king when she was 6. Princess Rhaenyra got the courage to fly on Syrax when she was only 7, a very young age to do so. Being the only child of the king and queen during a prosperous reign, the princess was cherished and adored by all. A little girl the court singers dubbed the realm's delight. An element of House of the Dragon that is yet to be included, and time is ticking because we all know a big time jump is happening with every trailer emphasizing older Rhaenyra. But they did perfectly portray her intelligence and maturity, because the books describe the young version as bright, bold, and beautiful. Like in the books, she's in the service of her father as his cupbearer. Viserys' kind and loving nature is hard to see after that childbirth scene, but he deeply cares for his daughter. Since giving her this job, at table, at tourney, and at court, King Viserys thereafter was seldom seen without his daughter by his side. Like how Jon Snow served Lord Commander Jeor Mormont as his steward in preparation for his rule in the future, young Rhaenyra is getting an early look at what it takes to rule. I don't know how many years House of the Dragon aged up Rhaenyra from the books, because she's supposed to be around 7 or 8 when she's officially announced as Viserys' heir. I think the actor playing her is in her 20s, but however old she is here, she's probably a better dragon rider than her father ever was. Viserys bonded with the legendary Balerion the Black Dread towards the end of its 200-year-long life. Viserys was nice enough not to push the old dragon past its limits. The king makes a very interesting point to his daughter during those final moments in the premiere.
The idea that we control the dragons is an illusion. They are a power man should never have trifled with.
He doesn't seem very connected to dragons compared to the rest of the family. Maybe that's what happens after that blood magic bond ends. Like the Stark kids and the direwolves in the current story, dragon and rider are one and can sense things about each other. But unlike direwolves, the dragons don't absorb their masters' personalities. Dragons are much more intelligent and fantastical. As much as Rhaenyra enjoys flying on the back of Syrax, the dragons in King's Landing are not as free as the dragons the Targaryens own on the island Dragonstone. Dragonstone was the Targaryens' first home in Westeros, and it's got a pretty cozy volcano for the dragons to lair in. With few people living here aside from fisherfolk, there was no need to chain up the dragons, leaving them free to hunt in all the surrounding water. The ones in King's Landing, usually reserved for the ruling Targaryens and the immediate family, like Syrax, are housed in a building called the Dragon Pit, a structure completed in the time of the Old King, so a pretty new concept, locking them away, which does limit their growth. Dragons keep on growing until the day they die, as long as they're free to hunt to their heart's content. but with Rhaenyra close by in her family's castle, she can take Syrax flying often. While Rhaenyra's life is detailed in the lore, Syrax is still a blank slate for the writers to work with. In Game of Thrones, Drogon was the only one that got any attention, and he did have some character to him, being the wild one of the bunch. Let's hope they do something with Syrax. Anything. Because Daemon and his dragon Caraxes might hog the spotlight for at least the first season. They're the cool kids. Sorry, Syrax fanboys.